Cogburn wanted a blonde, so we had to improvise and come up with a blonde wig for Emily to wear.
Got out and she was coming out the door and I saw she had a wig on. I was like, this is odd. This is my punishment.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. I know a large chunk of you guys have been waiting for this video, the return of the classic TCAP reactions. Look, I know it's been a minute, but I've been enjoying the Ed videos. Anyways, let's just get right on into this one where Chris is about to straight up catch the youngest creep that we have ever seen on this show. It is quite insane. I've obviously not seen too much of this. I'm just going off of the thumbnail. This dude is like literally in his 20s, young 20s if that, and he's already leading this lifestyle, getting caught by Chris Hansen and getting exposed on television for the entire nation and world to see. So without any further ado, let's get right on into it, shall we?
And there's this massive wildfire in Northern California. That causes a power outage, and that knocks all Yahoo chat rooms offline.
Dang, so you know, oftentimes Chris will have a little bit of a talking head segment in the beginning of these, kind of going over what was happening that day in the investigation, and I love this behind the scenes stuff that they have going on here. Basically what he's saying is that they had an internet outage or power outage, and all of these people they were talking to on Yahoo back in the day, or like, I don't know what other chat rooms they're using, they literally could not do their job. So guys were just showing up randomly to the house. Sounds like an absolutely stressful day, and as we know from previous videos, there are many people getting caught multiple times a day, so they probably lost some precious work, but thankfully this guy was just idiotic enough to still show up amidst all of this chaos, and he's gonna be getting his comeuppance today, which is what we all are just so addicted to watching. I know I am personally. This is like the most cathartic thing to watch. I don't know what it is, but you don't want to prey on anybody's downfall unless they're one of these creeps. Then it just becomes fun to watch it happen and unfold in front of millions of eyes at that point.
All right, now back up. He's right there. Keep going.
Hi, come on in. I just gotta put this in the dryer real quick.
Okay.
Just take a seat, because if I don't put this in the dryer, it gets really wrinkled. I'll get in a lot of trouble. Come on into the kitchen and take a seat. I even made some sweet tea. I'll get it out.
Dude, I don't know what these people are thinking, but the way that these decoys act sometimes is just the biggest red flag in itself. Like, you have this person that is clearly in their 20s, acting like they're a younger person, running around with a basket of laundry, acting like they're on something, just like rapidly speaking, like, oh yeah, sorry, I gotta put these away or else they're gonna get wrinkled. Why don't you come in here? I made you sweet tea. Come sit down, please. I'm totally not stressed out being fed information and fed instructions in my ear as this is going on. Go ahead, sit down, please. Like, that is enough to stress me out, but apparently for this guy, he is just totally cool with it and still waltzing into his own trap that he has laid for himself over the past 2 weeks or however long he's been talking to this decoy, and I'm ready for Chris Hansen to strike. Let's get it.
Cogburn wanted a blonde, and Emily isn't naturally blonde. So we had to improvise and come up with a blonde wig for Emily to wear to be seen at the door when Cogburn shows up.
Man, it is almost a miracle they caught this guy because it seems everything went wrong. You know, in the beginning, they're talking about this power outage they had to where they couldn't communicate with him, yet he was still showing up, so they had to just spoof their phone number and call him from some random phone. And now I don't know how they didn't have this plan, but he wanted to meet with a blonde person. He was only into blondes, so they just bought this crappy wig from like Spirit Halloween or something and slapped it on this brunette actress. You can literally see her hair under the wig. I don't know how he didn't spot that, or maybe he did and he's just that desperate that he's willing to overlook all of these red flags. And in that case, if he is a bigger idiot than I expected. And that is just absolutely magnificent that he still waltzes in here expecting that he's just not going to be met with a bunch of cameras and Chris Hansen.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
You had a feeling what was going to happen? Go ahead, sit down, please.
No,
Well, no, I need to talk to you about a couple things, and I think you're going to want to talk about it. It's going to take a few minutes, so why don't you have a seat?
Oh, rip. Yeah, he definitely recognizes him. And I'm going to omit this section because it doesn't need to be explained by Chris. You know, sometimes Chris Hansen talks incredibly slowly, so I just skip those talking head segments. But he was saying on this leg of their investigation was the first time they were really noticing that multiple people that they caught had prior knowledge of the show and had seen it themselves. You know, it takes a while for the show to get off the ground. I think at this point, this is like their third or fourth investigation. And this guy's a younger person, so he probably has friends that have spoken to him about this show, and maybe Maybe they've even watched it together, laughing at how creepy these dudes are, and under the whole thing, this guy's like, I'm gonna end up there one day. Like, just knowing it probably. Well, he probably didn't expect that, but still, he's a creep, and, you know, creeps are bound to get caught eventually. You could just see the fear in this dude's eyes as well. He is not wanting to be here, and he is absolutely not having a good time.
Is this gonna be on the national news?
I'm sorry, be on what?
Is this the national news, all that stuff?
Which one are you talking about?
All they do on 13 or NBC.
NBC?
Yeah.
You mean like Dateline NBC?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to keep your hands out of your pockets. So just go ahead, please sit down.
I love how Chris skirts around that question, obviously. He's not going to give away the sauce right away. That's one of the most satisfying parts, is when he reveals that he's working for, you know, NBC or whatever, the channel this was on at the time, and they're doing this big Dateline investigation. But this guy is just trying to speed run this thing, since, I mean, that's kind of a strategy a lot of these dudes use once they've already had knowledge of the show. I'm sure the fear of walking out into the police ambush is enough for them to be like, okay, come on, can we speed through this? But no, we're going at Chris's pace, all right? So just sit down, take your hands out of your freaking pockets, and take this awkwardness. Let's go.
I've just been on the road 2 hours.
Okay. What was your plan here today?
I can't answer that as I want to, because I've been in a struggle myself with what I want to do, because I'm still
Okay, so if you're unsure of that word I omitted there, this man is a Virginia resident. He lives in the state of Virginia, and that's why he was confused, is because he's been a Virginia resident his entire life. I think that's honestly a lie. Obviously, that's something that you could just bring up and hope that shows that you did not have any intention, but I'm sorry, you drove 2 hours to be here. You've been chatting, and I'm sure we have some messages that Chris can pull up that are going to show that you have some sort of experience or idea of what you wanted to do. So I'm not sure if any of that's going to work out for this guy in this episode, but let's see.
How old are you?
22.
22. And you thought that it would be okay to come over here and visit a young home?
I wanted to think it was okay, but it's...
Now, I'm looking at this chat log here. 16 minutes into this discussion, you ask if she can do deep.
Okay. That term I also just omitted from Chris's mouth shows that this guy clearly is not a beginner or a resident of Virginia, much like he claims. Because that is a like tier 2 advanced term when it comes to that stuff, all right? Especially back in the early days of the internet. This dude was a pioneer of that word. And I don't know how he can honestly keep a straight face right now when he just straight up lied about that stuff, and then it shows his chat logs, which I'm not going to be showing on this, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for you guys, you don't need to hear that. It is just full of different terms that shows this guy, much like I guessed, is way more knowledgeable and into this stuff than he ever admitted. And this whole Virginia resident excuse does not hold any water anyways. I mean, even still, anybody could be a creep and still be a danger to whoever this decoy was by showing up here and by simply talking to them. So either way, I have no trust in what this guy says, and I think he should be hauled off to jail pretty much immediately.
Here's a guy, looks like the kind of guy anybody would be, happy to have their daughter date. You look at his MySpace page. His hero is God. His motto is Jesus rocks.
Oh, and even worse, he's putting up a fake persona on the internet, being all holier than thou, probably posting Bible quotes on his daytime, and then in the nighttime, he's texting people like this decoy. Like, bro, what are you doing? This whole facade you're putting up simply does not work anymore. That whole idea of yourself has been shattered, so you might as well just be honest with Chris right now and give us some good entertainment instead of stonewalling him thinking that you can just talk to your lawyer later, because you're screwed, bro. By the time you walked into this house, you showed full intent, and you are already making the case very easy for the prosecutor, so you might as well spill the beans, bro.
In heroes, God, duh.
We're gonna do this too.
Well, you need to know that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet. If there's anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it.
Oh, this guy's a freaking tool. He's the worst person we've ever had in this show. You're really gonna spoil this moment, walking out the door all casually while Chris is giving his reveal spiel. That is not acceptable, okay? You have become my least favorite person I have ever reacted to on this channel for that one choice only, and I hope we throw the book at this guy. Kidding, of course. I hope that they throw the book at literally every one of these creeps. That should be obvious by the way I talk about them. They need to be kept off the streets, but this is just hilarious. He's like, no, dude, I'm gonna go to my car. I already know what's gonna happen when I walk out these doors. Let's just get this over with.
And I ask if, there's anything else he'd like people to know. He turns and says,
be careful. Keep your jeans in your jeans.
Keep your what?
Jeans in your jeans.
Jeans in your jeans. That's your advice.
What the hell? And this smooth player over here has freaking catchphrases ready for when he got exposed. It's almost like he was expecting this to happen and was like, all right, I need an iconic catchphrase at least. What should I say? Oh yeah, keep your jeans in your jeans. Like, dude, that is a great catchphrase, I gotta admit, but if anything, it's not gonna save you from this world of hurt that you're about to enter, with your life being drastically changed as a result of your actions here. So let's watch those results unfold in front of our very eyes. Send in the cops.
Seriously, get on the ground. Get down on the ground. All the way down. Down.
In front of the house, like she had said, and got out, and she was coming out the door, and I saw she had a wig on. I was like, this is odd.
Dude, and he even admits in the interrogation that he knew that she had a wig on. How is that not the biggest red flag? Again, this guy deserves everything that comes to him already for being such a creep and a terrible scourge on society. But the other thing that makes me so happy and giddy to watch this unfold is his utter stupidity. He realized this person had a wig on and was not who he was speaking to, but he was still so just into the idea of showing up to this decoy's house and it being a realistic situation and not a sting operation that he still walked into the door, head held high, expecting to get some. That is ridiculous. Hopefully this dude was behind bars for a long time. It says they got him on multiple charges. I mean, I'm guessing that the whole God thing and him saying that he was a Virginia resident does not hold up in court, much like I said. It says he had 4 years in jail and 16 years of probation after this. So again, that is a little bit shorter than I would expect for something like this, but I don't know how much evidence you actually need to be put away for a really long time. You'd probably have to go through with something like this, even though this shows that you were ready to go through with it had Chris and the cameras not been there. Either way, I'm not a freaking lawyer, I don't know, but let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments below, and what you thought of the youngest creep that we have caught on this show so far. This dude just looks like a normal guy, a frat bro that you would just see on the road and not think anything of him, and this whole time he's been an utter creep, ready to ruin someone's life and his own life by having this conversation with this decoy for weeks and showing up at their house. As always, I appreciate you guys watching until the very end. Hopefully you enjoy this one. The Big Ed finale is up next, so make sure you're ready for that, and you hit the sub button and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so you never miss an upload of mine. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.